I didn't know how cooked Lil Durk was until this VladTV interview. Lil Durk is so cooked that at the end of the interview, VladTV began to advise Lil Durk to just take the stand and snitch because he's not winning this case any other way. Before we get this video started, if you're in need of some money and you really need to find a way to get your hands on some quick cash, there's an app called Free Cash where they pay you to test out video games. You click the link in my description or you scan my QR code to download the app. Once you download the app, you can choose the games you want to test out and they pay you to test it out. It's a really easy way to make a couple extra $100 a month. It is all transparent, it's trackable, it's not a scam. They really do pay you. So if you need the money, download the app by clicking the link in my description and get started now.
I don't know, man. This is a weird situation. Me personally, I think Durk should take the stand if that betters his chances of actually making it through this. Now, of course, you take the stand, you can be cross-examined. That's the problem with that. But look, for example, the Tory Lanez situation. He was saying that he should have taken the stand. Now he's doing 10 years. He's getting stabbed in prison and everything else like that. At the end of the day, if you did not do it, you should absolutely take the stand.
You should talk for yourself.
If you did it, because look, not taking the stand is automatically going to make you look worse to the jury. The jury's thinking, what do you have to hide if you had nothing to do with it?
That's what they think.
Most intelligent people think that innocent people should be taking the stand and defend themselves.
And Durk, if you worry about having a rap career, you better not, bruh. Because the streets are stupid. If you take the stand and speak up for yourself, they're still going to consider this snitching and telling because you're on the stand sticking up for yourself, which is dumb, right? Like, you should be able to take the stand at your own trial if you're, defending yourself, right? But, when the streets see a picture of Lil Durk on that stand, it doesn't matter what the reason is, why he's there, they're going to call him a rat, they're going to label him a rat, they're going to take him through the gunner treatment. So if Lil Durk is concerned with keeping up with the streets, don't take the stand. If you want to come home, take the stand. Now, I didn't know exactly how effed Lil Durk was because I kind of lost track of this case. There was too much development. The last thing I touched on when it comes to the case was Lil Durk tried to get this case dismissed a couple times off of technicalities, and the feds told him, bitch, you thought. Like, simple as that. You thought, all right? Look, Durk tried to get a case dismissed off a technicality or whether or not the attorney general was properly sworn in this, you're not getting out. Stop it. So now they're going to trial. Now, what I learned during this interview is apparently there's about 9 witnesses who would testify against Lil Durk.
So let's talk about what's happening right now in the case. So I guess there's multiple witnesses that are saying that Durk had $1 million bounty.
Yep.
Okay, explain that.
So in a first paperwork, it never said about a bounty at first. It was just saying a murder for hire. So it was a PW who said that Durk had $600,000 for Old Block. So they was riding around Old Block exposed to kill Money Duke and another guy for that money. And then, this came about with the $1 million on Quando Rondo, a PW in Atlanta who fighting for his life, say that he was there for the first shooting of Quando Rondo now after their concert or something. It was a shooting at the gas station.
The feds ain't need the witnesses to tell them that Lil Durk put $1 million on Quando Rondo's head. Quando Rondo has been telling us Lil Durk put $1 million on his head. Quando Rondo has mentioned numerous times in multiple songs, in multiple social media posts, that Lil Durk got a bounty on his head. Y'all remember when Quando Rondo rapped, right? They said I got $1 million on my head. Tell them niggas come and get that. Quando Rondo told us this already. But the reason why the fans are using these witnesses to connect the dots, because the witnesses are the only reason, or the only way, and the only reason Lil Durk got charges right now. The feds cannot prove murder for hire if witnesses are not involved, if people aren't snitching. Because for the most part, Lil Durk kept his nose clean. Lil Durk came on a plane with Otavani, the private jet, to California before they murdered Quando Rondo. That's the only thing they got on Lil Durk. That and Durk texting, don't book nothing under my name. That's the only thing they got on Lil Durk. And to me, that's not enough to convict somebody of murder for hire charges. That's not enough to convince a jury to give somebody life in prison. But you know what's enough? When you have people involved with this people involved in the intricate details, people who had specific roles telling you, here was my role in this murder for hire, and Lord Durk was our mastermind and our boss. You not overcoming that, bro, because people ain't dumb at the end of the day. So when I hear that not only are people already telling the feds the motives, people are already giving the feds enough information to where they're updating their indictment. When the indictment first come out, what did we say? Hold on, they keep saying it's a murder for hire, but they not listed any type of monetary amount. When the indictment first opened up, a lot of people said, yo, man, Durk coming home, bro. How you do an indictment for murder for hire, but you can't say what the reward was? The feds refused to put a monetary amount down. They even threw out the theory that it was a non-monetary amount. That's when Lord Durk and his attorney strike back and say, yo, Your Honor, like, tell them be specific, because at this point they're not. They'll force the feds to say, okay, Lord Durk put $1 million. And he not only put $1 million, but then afterwards, Lord Durk like got them grills. Apparently, like after they murdered Quantarando's little cousin, right, in the targeted Quantarando hit, Lord Durk bought them diamond grills, and apparently that was also compensation.
So yeah, it's being money brought up.
Okay, so now you have someone who's connected to Durk who's saying that he was responsible for a shooting that happened in Georgia where Quantarando was shot at. I don't know, didn't someone get hit?
Yeah, someone got hit, and it was at a gas station.
Right, they're coming back from a show. So now they have someone who's saying they're the shooter?
Yeah, saying that Durk them was responsible for that shooting, which is just a pattern of stalking, what the Fed's looking at.
Trapler Ross also did a video on this where he documented, I believe, how Lord Durk has been terrorizing Quantarando. So if you guys don't know, that was one shooting at the gas station, but Quantarando has been getting stalked by Lord Durk. Like, there are multiple occurrences, not just that one shooting. There are multiple instances of Quantarando being in shootouts, dodging bullets since King Von has passed away. And people are attributing that to Lord Durk and claiming that Lord Durk is responsible for essentially hitmen following Quantarando all across America. Because I believe like the shooting they're referring to, that took place in Georgia. And there were also multiple other shootings in Georgia and then in another state as well. And then ultimately we got the California shooting that left Quantarando's cousin dead. So Lord Durk has been actively sliding on Quantarando for the most part. And if Trapler Ross was able to document this and knew all the details, then I'm sure the feds probably know all the details right now as well.
So the feds are saying there's 9 witnesses?
Yep, it's 9 witnesses. You got to think about it. You got Vonnie missing. You got the other guy, Flock. He ain't coming to court either when Durk and them showed up. That's 2 people. Then you got number 2, the other shooter. He been missing. Then you got number 5. You got co-conspirator number 3, which is a manager. And then you got PW1, PW2, CW. Yeah, it's just all bad, man. And all these people connected to Durk in some way.
9 witnesses that are going to take the stand and say that Durk was the reason why this murder happened.
Yep.
Okay.
And those 9 people ain't indicted either. Got to say that.
Oh. Well, co-conspirators are usually indicted, aren't they?
Co-conspirator, they missing. When I say indicted, I mean mug shot. It's only the certain people with mug shots. Like Vonnie ain't no co-conspirator. He wouldn't be one because he wouldn't be a number 5 because he got a mug shot. Number 4 too. We forgot about number 4, the guy from Cali. He gon' have to tell who he called.
Okay. Now, you talked about there's 6 sealed documents that are going to prove, according to the feds, that Durk actually directed the killings?
Yep. It's in the paperwork that just dropped. It just dropped like 4 days ago. And it says that it's 6 sealed documents that would prove that Durk directed the murder, and he was aware.
If you read up on all the filings, then you know this has always been Lord Durk's biggest fear. Lord Durk and his attorney continue to tell the judge, yo, tell them release all the documents, because right now they're slow roasting us, they're slow cooking us, they're trying to ambush us. We need all the documents. We need to prepare a proper defense if they're not giving us it. So this has been something they have filed multiple motions about. So now we're finding out, oh, the feds got more information on Lil Durk. Like the feds right now is slow cooking this, and which is like what most court cases are, right? You know, like the discovery and the evidence is like this thin. Like before trial starts, it's like this thin, and then on the first day of trial, the evidence file then extends to like this. So this is something that's routine, but again, it's illegal, it's unethical, it's not right. Now, the reason why Lil Durk to me is really cooked, it's not even about the amount of people who are witnesses, but it's the person, I should say the people who are witnesses, right? Not the amount. Trench's News will say that Otavani. Now, Otavani, if you guys don't know, is King Von's cousin. Vonnie was like the mastermind, the brainchild, was who put together everything, who paid. Vonnie was the one who essentially did all the work that Lil Durk was supposed to do, but Lil Durk didn't want to get his hands dirty. According to Trench's News, that guy Otavani has went bad, is gonna be snitching on Lil Durk. And if Vonnie snitch on Lil Durk, I'm here to tell you, Lil Durk will do the rest of his life in prison.
Tell me exactly what Vonnie's role is right now in the big picture.
In the big picture, Vonnie is the mastermind. He brought the guns. He brought the cars. He paid two of the people off. He was the mastermind. He the mastermind that's finna try to get 20 years or whatever for telling, 25 years for telling on Lil Durk and the rest of them.
Right. You're saying that the feds are offering him a 300-month plea deal.
Yeah, according to him.
According to him?
Yeah, according to him. He had, he broke down some text messages that he sent to his dad, and his dad ended up sending them to me, and I ended up putting it out. He been planning on flipping since November, since they got locked up. I think they got locked up in October, and them text messages was from like November 11th. So from that time to November, he already planned on flipping.
Okay, so you're saying that Vonnie texted his dad, and why would his dad hand over that information to someone else, much less you?
His daddy says that Durk and Vonnie had played him out the money. You know, I ain't gonna even bring up the backdoor Von stuff because I don't believe that. But the things that he did say, it ended up in the paperwork. Like it's ended up like he tried to backdoor old block and all that. He said that, and it's in the paperwork.
Understand the timeline here and what he's telling you. Otavani didn't go bad on Lil Durk. They were already bad, if that makes sense, all right? So this hit took place about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 3.5, 4 years ago. The hit took place about 3.5, 4 years ago. There's been a lot of conflict since. There's been a lot of back and forth since. Lil Durk was on good terms with most of O Block when that hit happened. O Block, Lil Durk, and everybody was on good terms. After the Quando Rondo hit, Lil Durk and O Block started to get tension. Now, it was being reported the tension between Lil Durk and O Block started because Lil Durk was mad that O Block was slow at sliding for King Von. Durk felt like they was dragging their feet, they weren't doing enough, bodies weren't dropping fast enough, and that's when Lil Durk and a couple of other people, including one person from O Block who's currently like deceased, started to get into it. In the paperwork, they said that Lil Durk actually put out hits and bags out on O Block members. Now, Otavani, being somebody who's from O Block or close to it or got relationships with like those guys, that kind of severed Lil Durk's and Vonnie's relationship, according to Trench's News. And even in the paperwork, it says that Lil Durk and O Block was at odds. So now everybody gets locked up. And the feds are smart, dog. The feds striked right when Lil Durk and O Block was beefing. So now everybody get locked up. Durk ain't paying for nobody's lawyers. Durk ain't looking out because one, Durk is also a part of this case. So like, bro, if Durk is paying for everybody's lawyer, that just adds more so to the conspiracy. So Durk is already at odds with you. You look at it like, damn, bro, I'm about to do life and I don't even get along with this dude right now. Even if we get free today, I'm not gonna be in the inner circle. Man, all right, bro.
And Otavani is one of the day ones.
I wouldn't say day one, but he one of the people that been around through everything. So he knows a lot. And he was in a car with Didi, the Fed saying that he was in a car. They never hopped out. They were stalking in the car. So he connects everybody. When the feds talk to him, Vlad, you got to explain to the feds, like, when you making a deal, who did you get the guns from? So now you got to tell everybody who you gave the guns from. That knock out the shooters. Who are you in the car with? I was in the car with Didi. That seals Didi faith. Who was you on the airplane with, and did he know? That's Durk. He connect everybody. Vonnie is connected with everybody to seal everybody faith.
Well, the argument could be, though, that Vonnie was cool with King Von, and maybe it was just all Vonnie. Maybe Durk had no idea.
Vonnie did it. I'm glad you said that, because he has the most motive to do it. He has the most motive. Von is his cousin. He trying to live it up. He around some money. He got access to credit cards. He can call these guys because these guys call him when they broke in the trenches. Like, he has a lot of motive. And that's why I got on the Vonnie did it.
Ain't no price to being a real nigga, man. Bro, I'm up 20 M's. I wish I might try to be a real... Fam, they try to bury me, I'm burying them first, bro. Vonnie is King Von's cousin. Vonnie told them boys to slide. Vonnie got the guns for them boys. Vonnie rented out the vehicle. Vonnie booked the flights. Vonnie did it, man. What? I'll better not hear, bruh. I'll better not hear a nigga who I sent on a dummy mission to do everything is trying to tell on me. Man. Boy, you gonna have to out-snitch me, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all think Lil Durk cooked? All right, let me know, okay? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another dope video, then click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here or here or here or here to find out how Jay-Z is having the worst day of his life. Jay-Z's having a very terrible day today, and I break down all the allegations that's making Jay-Z's day horrible. I'm going to see you guys in this video, and if you enjoy my content, please send a hype to this video. Hypes are how you really help content creators and push our videos in the algorithm for us. So please send a hype. I'm going to see you guys in this video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.